Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinston, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Edward Scissorhands has nothing on me. Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
For the identity of the real Marty Levinson, please stay tuned to the Northtown News Magazine.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet Hope, Chicago. 22 is 4, 4, 4, 6. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on, honey, don't you wanna go back to the lemon light?
Hey there, I am really Marty Levinson. Don't let anybody fool you. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine show with the greatest cameraman around, Sonny Hirsch, and your host, Avi Myers.
Thank you, Marty. Avi Myers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the web at www.ntnm.org, where about 9 years' worth of shows can be found, over 1,000 different interviews on the air, and over 1/3 shows watched. Thank you so much. And community policing, we're real big on that. It'd be nice if the police department did a little more than they do, but given their situation, they can't. There's only so many people, and as you might have been able to tell, the demands lately on their time have been extraordinarily great, not to mention the tension and all the rest of it. In any event, it is a pleasure to introduce you to, and Jewish Chicago is coming, tra-la, tra-la. It'll be out in the middle of October, right in time for early voting. So, keep that in mind to make sure you participate. It is a pleasure to introduce you to the Republican candidate for clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County, Diane Shapiro. Diane, how you doing?
Wonderful. And you brought up something that was an issue very, very near and dear to me.
Sure.
About the Chicago police. What happened in Dallas the other day could have happened here. The problem is that nobody in leadership, in management, in this city or county, is backing up the men and women in blue. I have been endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 7, and it's my honor to have received that endorsement. My hero, who I absolutely worship and who we could use down here, is Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clerk.
Oh,
He
okay.
is a policeman's policeman, the chief of police in, in El Paso, Texas. Now, these are both African Americans, and they're not afraid to stand up and speak the truth to power. They get behind their men and women. They're out there. And even Sheriff Clay Higgins of Louisiana, he stood up and did the right thing, and he got drummed out of office because he stood up for law enforcement. We're living in a terribly anti-law enforcement environment.
Extraordinarily. And I hate to say it, but sometimes it's easier to be a certain race and be able to say things than otherwise.
They're moving, and this has been afoot since Obama took office, to nationalize the police. But it just seems like it's gone overtime on steroids over the last couple of months. You cannot have civilization without law enforcement. You cannot have law and order without law enforcement. And I was very upset and very sad when Rahm Emanuel accused the Chicago police of going fetal. Well, what part of Rahm? You set the program here in Chicago. The chief of police follows your directives. He does not. Even Gary McCarthy was brought here by Rahm Emanuel. He served a purpose, and then when his purpose was served, thrown under the bus.
Right. As Ron will do it to anybody.
That's the sad thing about our elected officials here. But we're so used to corruption. And it breaks my heart that we have that joke going, when I die, I want to be buried in Chicago so I can keep on voting even after I'm dead. I mean, we should be ashamed of that.
By the way, I am in favor of retroactive abortion for most elected city officials.
Well, I'm in favor of term limits, which I did circulate petitions for.
Cool.
When people are...
Is that going to be on the ballot this time?
It was thrown out of court
Again?
3 years ago by Judge Mary
No,
McBride.
that I know. Is it going to be any attempt to put it on again this year? Or?
There is a groundswell, but right now with the election coming up, there are a lot of other issues coming up in terms of
Yeah, like you running for clerk of the circuit court.
Absolutely. And we have a golden opportunity to actually bring ethics into government. I worked in the courts for over 30 years. I know the system. I know the job. I know how inefficient it is and how underserved so many people are in these communities. Files getting lost, files getting mislaid, and a woman getting arrested 4 years ago at home, shredding files. It's of record. I'm not going to go into too many details, but to stick to the salient points, I worked in the courts for over 30 years. There's not a courthouse I haven't worked in except probate and the old police court at 61st and Racine, the court at 727 East 111th Street. But most every other police and other type of courthouse I have worked in, whether I was a deputy sheriff or an adult probation officer. It's chaotic. And there's still, 8 years later, this is an issue I was talking about in 2008. They're still using carbon paper in the courts to make official duplicate court documents. Where is this money being spent, or shall I better say wasted? We could have gone mostly automated, as is in DuPage County, same system, same everything, years ago. But these are not my words. It's a patronage playground. In Dorothy's office, it's all pay-to-play politics. And whether you do the job or not is inconsequential. It's have you paid for the job. That's all that matters. Dorothy Brown is an absentee landlord who doesn't care about corruption in the courts. She's turned a blind eye to corruption. And in fact, with all due respect, Al Capone would blush at the scandals that Dorothy has gotten away with. Jean's Day, extorting campaign donations from employees, throwing a birthday party for herself and charging $125 for a ticket. That land deal that just went down, where she received land for either free or $1 and then flipped it a year later for $100,000, under investigation. And while under investigation yet again, a few weeks ago, she asked for a $10,000 pay increase, which of course was turned down by the city council. And then Pete Silvestri came up with what I would have no problem with, that the circuit court clerk be appointed by the judges. It's open to debate, but it's something I would be amenable to and would love to be the last elected circuit court clerk and supervise the transference of power and the combination of the circuit court clerk's office with that of the recorder of deeds, where I did work from 76 to 79. There are so many ways that we could save money for the taxpayers and refund money because we would eliminate waste, mismanagement, and fraud. It is doable.
So you would merge the clerk and recorder of deeds?
It could be easily done. And there are so many ways of doing it. Again, I'm not going to waste time here.
No, we shouldn't.
Efficiency.
Now you have an event coming up.
Yeah, I'm sponsoring a fundraiser for breast cancer on the 18th of August at Revel Restaurant at 6169 Northwest Highway. Mike Jettner, the owner, he's getting behind it too. Rather than getting, and I know I'm not supposed to talk about money.
No, if you do, I'm going to cut it out.
No,
seriously.
No, there's nothing about. I'm saying
Okay.
that I would rather give money than get money.
Yeah.
To put my name behind something to make money for that function, rather than for myself. I have self-funded pretty much the most part in my last couple of campaigns, and I really believe in a strong separation of money and politics. It's too easy to, quote, buy a politician. It's too easy. I worked in Operation Greylord. I saw what people would do for even the smallest amount of money, how venal people would become for $10. I would rather say keep your money in your pocket and give me your vote. Although obviously it does cost money to run a campaign. But my mission is community service. My mission is to actually be a hands-on elected public servant, which I know is a word that's not bandied about often. I'm not a politician. I'm a public servant.
If people would like to contact your campaign.
I'm on Facebook right now, Diane S. Shapiro. On Facebook, Diane S. Shapiro for Circuit Court Clerk. And I'm working on setting up a website. And may I mention PayPal?
No.
Okay. The thing is that it's important to me, above all else, to be the kind of elected official that will make people proud. And my community service to Cook County is giving my time, effort, and personal funds toward that end.
I want to thank you very much, Diane Shapiro, Republican candidate for Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. Good luck in the election.
Thank you.